Bob, it is so good to see you. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Good to be back in front of the mic.
Me too. I've had one of those weeks. I got to talk to you a little bit earlier in the week, but I'm looking forward to this conversation. So we are back doing the contact center show, which excites me because we're talking to contact center leaders. Again, please continue to like and subscribe. We are back better than ever. The we started a new season this year. So it's been a while since we've talked about this topic, but I want to go back to talking about contact center agents or contact center representatives, whatever you call them. The last time I went and I looked, the last time we had any conversation about this crowd was in 2023. And at that point, we were talking about how high attrition was. Um, Contact center reps reported crying on the job. Uh, that, that one may be less prevalent than, than I might be saying, but things were pretty bad. But of course, ChatGPT came, and from what I'm seeing with Nvidia stock and all the deal, all of those problems have now been solved. So since 2023, it's now summer of 2024. Has the agent experience improved?
Well, I don't think we've solved all the problems. And I was watching MS or CS,
CNBC?
yeah, CNBC this
Yeah.
morning, and they were talking about the Nvidia stock and how it was overpriced. And the guy kept going, "So tell me how we're going to make money at this." And the other guy goes, "Well, the the
Chips.
agent is going to be. I mean, well, for one thing, we're gonna write better." And the guy goes, "How are we going to make money off of that?" I like what someone said on my Facebook feed recently. I don't want AI to do my writing and my artwork. I want
Right.
AI to do my laundry and to clean my house so I can do artwork and write. So so that was the best quote I've seen about that lately. But you
Uh-huh.
know, I think if you move to a large early adopter kind of organization,
Right.
an early technology adopter, a good sized organization, I think that they've put some things in place with Chat GPT that are truly making the agents' jobs better. But if I go to the mid-size uh, organization or I go to the smaller organization, if they've taken the step into AI and into chat, probably what they've done is done something around digital channels. So
Right.
they're not looking at their agent yet and saying, "How can I make your life better?" Bless you.
Right. Right. I think you're spot on, and I'm seeing that. What's Is there any evidence though? But let's do this. Is there any evidence though that you're seeing contact centers really adopt this technology? Do you have any examples of that?
Well, if I go to the marketing sites for all of the CCAS organizations
Right.
and all of the Salesforce and the customer uh, organizations and customer with a K, and if I go to those sites, there is evidence that it has made a difference
Mm,
in those organizations.
right.
But again, you and I tend to talk in bigger numbers and what's the industry doing, and that's what I meant by, I think there's some situations where it's better, some
Right.
situations where there are stories that are better, but overall we're still in that. Well, here's a word for you: the botitization
Yeah.
of contact centers, right? I mean, we've spent our money on bots. We spent our money. I love something you said to me the other day on the phone is we've spent all of our time trying to take things away from the agent
Right.
instead of trying to give it give something to the agent that makes their life better.
You are, and I think this is the heart of the conversation I want to go. I think in many ways, the job of the contact center agent has gotten marginally worse. Maybe worse isn't the right word, more difficult, at least more complex. You've been saying for over 10 years into any mic you could find, and this guy loves mics, that we've scraped the easy stuff and the job is getting harder. Well, here's another person taking all the easy jobs away. I wonder why Trump isn't campaigning against AI. AI is really taking some easy jobs away from the deal. So then what you have left is this job of being a contact center agent becoming even more complex. And we have not come up with any new ideas to solve that complexity problem for the agents. We had some good ideas coming in, single pane of glass, better tools, blah, blah, blah. And I think we keep hyping AI on the one hand, right? Saying AI is going to take all this. And then I'm not hearing the counter argument because I am doing this. Here's what I have to change on this side. That seems to me what's missing in this whole conversation.
Yeah, I agree, Amos. I don't debate that fact. I think for the majority of us, for our careers, you and me, we've been talking about focusing on the agent experience.
Yeah.
And I think we've lost sight of that
Mm,
again as an industry. The technology vendors are pushing us in that direction. The
yeah.
CCAS vendors, and as I said, and the agent with their agent assist and the knowledge. Even we'll talk for a minute here about knowledge vendors.
Right.
I think that is the biggest impact that AI can make from a technology perspective. But I think very quickly we're going to need to get back to, let's talk about what that agent experience is like. Let's talk about what their relationship is like with the company. Let's talk about, um, are do they see this as a job that they enjoy, or do they see this as a job that's just a transition to the next job?
Yeah.
You know, I had a call center at Bell South in the 80s, and we had folks that had I had folks in my contact center that had been doing that job uh, for 10 years. I remember a company I went to. I won't say their name, but they're a company that does bathroom fixtures and bathroom items, and they had a 15-year, what's the word? Their their employees had been there for 15 years or more.
Wow.
Uh,
That's the
and
tenure of the average
the
person there?
tenure was 15 years. I don't think we're seeing that in contact centers today.
No,
Uh,
no,
but
no, no, no.
uh, and I don't even know that we're seeing 3 and 5 year tenures. I need to do some research on that before we talk about it. But um,
Yeah. I, I think I think you're right. And I want to leave folks, as we leave here with some practical things to do, which is I think I think let me just first say that there is a school of thought. I love the word Bob you just introduced into my lexicon. I don't love it because I don't want more consultancy words in my head. The botization of everything. I want to speak more like a human than a consultant. But if it's you get a bot, you get a bot, you get a bot. Fine. There are good reasons why we should build this, and there are good places to start with AI, particularly generative AI. But put that to the side, right? And by the way, if you want to build a bot, I build some of the greatest bots. That's fine. That's
yeah,
great. We could
I was just about to say your team has some of the most creative ways to use bots of
we, we
anybody on the planet.
we could do that. But then I also want you. That's for the customer. Let's talk about your employees. So Bob, I'm going to turn it to you and say, what can contact center leaders do? I think my charge to you is simply to say, I am impacting the customer experience. There's a domino effects to my agents. What can I do for my employees? Should we give them a bot? How can we make the employees the center of your customer advocacy? I'm not saying don't deflect, don't, of course, you got to do that, but they're still going to be there. Stop buying into the hype that they're going away.
This one's deep. This one's big. This one is one that nobody has ever thought of
Uh-oh.
before,
Uh-oh.
except every consultant in the world. You need to talk to your employees.
Yes.
Like, you need to sit down with your agents and understand from them what's consuming their day. What is taking time? What are they struggling with? All the questions that you should be asking your agents anyway that you probably aren't, which is understanding what the problem is. And instead of taking AI and saying we're going to implement AI and we're going to solve problems, we have these problems. How can we use AI to solve them? Can we use AI to automate some of the processes?
Yeah.
Possibly. But customers want to talk on the telephone. We won't get into the statistics on this show. We'll talk about it in the future. But customers still want to talk on a telephone. So, by the way, you also can stop telling me, did you know you can do most of the things on our website? I know that. You don't have to remind me. I actually dialed a phone number
Right.
to
On
talk to
purpose.
somebody. Yes, I
I'm
know
aware.
I can do this on the.
I am aware of the internet. I have heard of it.
Exactly. Seems like there is a new thing out there called the internet. So that's number one. But number two is you need to talk to your employees and you need to understand again, okay, we did all of this. We implemented the bot. We are talking about a bot. What can we do to make the agent's role more effective? I think from a technology perspective, over the next couple of shows, we're going to talk about knowledge management and what the impact can be there. And I think over the next couple of shows, we're going to probably talk about relationships that impact how that agent feels about their job and how do we make them better at their attitude in order that they can provide better service on the
Yeah.
phone that the customer chose.
That's a good place to leave it. We like to leave folks with a quote or something interesting. I think mine's going to be the quote that says, take care of your people and they'll take care of your customers. I don't know if it was Zig Ziglar or who gets credit for that quote. And I think that was true 100 years ago. That continues to be true today. What about you, Bob?
Mine is by the legendary thought leader, Bob Saget.
Of course. All the way from Hollywood. What is it got?
Valuable people are often undervalued.
So true. So true.
So true. Like, we undervalue that agent. We value the bot because we spent money on it, but we undervalue the value of the agent.
That is so true. That's a good place to leave it. I want to thank everyone for listening. We are back, the Contact Center Show. This is a new and exciting season. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We are on YouTube, everywhere you get your podcasts. Please like and share this with your friends so that they too can benefit from this program. And until next time, Bob, it was great to see you, man.
Great to see you also, Amos.